It's time for the Sid and Julie Chase No Bull Money Hour. The next 60 minutes will be filled with information about real estate and alternative investment ideas, business news, the wealthy lifestyle, and entertainment. Now, here are your hosts for the show, Sid and Julie Chase.
Hey, good morning, Myrtle Beach, and you're at the right place at the right time. Welcome to our new No Bull Money Hour show with my lovely wife, Julie.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us.
And myself, Sid Chase. So let's get started with this week's quick market brief.
So what's been going on in the market this week, Sid? Anything interesting?
Well, last week was kind of a very slow economic news. Not much happened along when we're talking about the markets, we're talking about Wall Street right now. But the trading volume was pretty low, left the markets pretty quiet. Mortgage rates kind of stayed unchanged for the week.
And for those who don't know, your market, the fixed rate, 15-year fixed rate is 3.12%, and your 30-year fixed rate is at 3.72%.
And then I don't know if you knew this or not, but there was a bunch of thieves who met in Jackson Hole, Wyoming this past week.
You mean the central bankers?
Yes, the central bankers. They gathered together to decide how much more money they were going to try to take out of our pockets.
Oh, great.
And at least they had a nice view.
Yes, that's true.
Trying to do that.
That's true.
And so they met this past week, and not a whole lot came of that. I don't believe the interest rates are going to move any time until probably after next year.
Great.
New home sales were lower for July.
Yeah, it looks like down 9.4% from June.
Yep. And that was kind of a little bit surprising. But July sales were at a 7-month low, and this has caused some concern about the future housing market.
However, before anyone panics, it should be noted that May and June numbers were revised higher. Median new home prices were up actually 6.3% over the last year.
So that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And inventories of new homes rose 1.5% last month, and the highest level since June of 2009.
But a shortage of new and existing home inventory still remains an issue for us.
It is, and it's not just it's for all builders. Actually, there's a definite shortage, especially here in the Horry County, Myrtle Beach, Grand Strand area. We look at other markets too as investors. We look at a lot of the markets on the East Coast: Greenville, Columbia, Savannah, Georgia, Jacksonville, Florida, and so on. And all of them are starting to have some housing shortage issues. And we were actually in a meeting about a month and a half ago with the Builders Association meeting, and they were talking about they confirmed the fact that Horry County is starting to have a little bit of a shortage in buildable land.
Oh, okay.
So we have a lot of land around here that's got a lot of water.
But yes, we do.
Good buildable land is really what they're talking about.
Yeah, that's being scarfed up.
So that's concerning and good and bad, I guess, is the way to look at that. Mm-hmm. So
is there anything we should be focusing on this week in the market?
Yeah, so Wall Street's always got stuff going on, and we're not going to spend a lot of time at this show talking about Wall Street all the time, the stocks and bonds and treasuries and things like that. We both believe everybody should have those as part of your portfolio, but that's not what we're really going to concentrate on for this show. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But coming up this week on Wall Street, on Monday's a pretty quiet day. Tuesday, 8:30 in the morning is your Consumer Confidence Index report. And then at 9 a.m. is the Case-Shiller housing prices. Tuesday, Wednesday, not a whole lot going on. And then we have Thursday, which is a pretty big day. They got the weekly jobless claims at 8:30, personal income at 8:30, consumer spending is all at 8:30. And then at 10 a.m. is your pending home sales. It's kind of funny how there's 3 8:30s. How are they going to do all that at the same time, I guess?
How are you going to watch all that?
I know. I'm going to have 3 different TVs going just to be able to watch it all. And then Friday is a big day. And normally on the stock market, folks, when it's a big reporting day, normally there's a light volumes that day. Not a lot of investors want to get in the game. And that's your average investors, your armchair investors at home, along with your institutional and broker investors that are actually on the site there. And but for Friday, there's going to be 8:30 in the morning is your non-farm payrolls, your unemployment rate, your average hourly earnings. That one should be interesting. For us, is your 10 a.m. is the construction spending. And then for those of you who liked motor cars and keep track of vehicle sales, we're not sure exactly what time that one will be out, but it is on Friday. So Friday's a huge day. Won't be a whole lot of trading going on, probably no big volumes, a lot going on. The reason we bring this up is because a couple of the things as investors and as builders, we're also builders, but as investors, a couple of things that we like to make sure we're watching here in these reports is your construction spending, your unemployment rate, and your pending home sales, and then the Case-Shiller housing prices report, which was, again, back on Tuesday. Now, with Case-Shiller, they're more looking at the things in the past versus the future, and then your construction spending, that's in the past, but your pending home sales, that's kind of a future track of where things are going. Okay. So it's a lot of good information. And if you're going to be an investor or just want to know what's going on in the economic world, in the economy, then that's the things you need to listen to through the week.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll cover some pre-retirement statistics when we return.
Pre-retirement? Well, that should be very interesting because there's roughly 75 million baby boomers in America, and on average, I didn't know if you knew this or not, that's why I'm shooting it out there, so I'm full of information, that there is about 10,000 of those folks retire daily.
Oh my goodness, wow. Well, we'll be right back, folks. Thank you.
With more than 17 years' experience, Chase Signature Homes delivers high-quality craftsmanship on your lot or on theirs. Each member of the team brings a unique set of skills, but they all have one common interest, the passion for home building, and a commitment to the homeowner. With online client access, you'll love building your new home. All the details of your custom home during construction are right at your fingertips. Chase Signature Homes looks forward to serving you. Call today at 843-839-1006. That's 843-839-1006. Or check them out on the web at ChaseSignatureHomes.com. That's ChaseSignatureHomes.com.
In the dark. Being overwhelmed with choices. Never really knowing where the financials stand. The he said, she said standoffs. And the fun just getting sucked right out of the building process. And it happens all the time. But it doesn't have to be that way. With our online system, you'll actually enjoy your building project. You'll have all of the details at your fingertips, wherever you have web access. You'll have all of your decisions and related information displayed neatly in order. We'll even send you automatic reminders about what's coming up next. If you decide to splurge on a few extras, you'll always know how much you've spent, and you can securely approve those things right online. You'll see your project taking shape as you track major milestones and view the progress in the online photo gallery. So, why do we do all of this? Well, it's because we've heard the contractor horror stories too. That's why we've invested in our online system to make sure that the fun stays in the building process and that you're still raving about it years down the road. Want to learn more? Just ask us about it, and we'll be happy to give you a first-hand tour.
Call Chase Signature Homes today, 843-839-1006, or online at ChaseSignatureHomes.com. We're back with more of the No Bull Money Hour on Hot Talk 99.5.
Welcome back to your No Bull Money Hour show with myself, Sid, and my wife, Julie Chase.
Welcome back, everybody. We're about to talk about some pre-retirement statistics.
I have a problem with that word.
Yes,
every
I know you
do.
Time. Don't attempt it.
I won't attempt
Statistics.
it. Statistics. There we go.
65 used to be the trigger age for retirement. And for many retirees, age is still very important. Some are focused on financial well-being before retirement. Are you confident about your retirement future?
I am, actually. I'm pretty, a few years back I wasn't quite so sure. As entrepreneurs, we're usually cash poor. and paper rich
yes, we are.
for a very long time. And then all of a sudden one day it kind of wake up and it hits and you look in your bank accounts and they're starting to go up.
Yes.
And then you give a little sigh of relief and then you just get back to the grind again.
Yeah,
so,
you can breathe a little.
what we're going to do is just bring you some tidbit of information that we thought was pretty important. 91% of the people that were surveyed, this is a UBS survey that was done, and 91% of 91% of people have the finance tools and knowledge for retirement.
That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty impressive. And just so you know, most of the people that were surveyed are your, I believe it would be the baby boomers, which started in 1946, I believe it is, and goes until 1964, which is me.
That's you.
1964, and then a generation before that is what they surveyed. So they didn't survey really any Generation X or any millennials. But 91% is a pretty high number.
Yes,
so
is.
That was pretty impressive. So 91% of the people surveyed believe they have the financial tools to get themselves to their number.
That's great.
89% are confident they will have enough money saved for retirement.
That's pretty impressive too.
Pretty high number as you talk to a lot of the Generation X or the millennials, and they have no clue or how they're going to get there, or what their number is.
Generation X, mister.
Yeah, I know that. And we'll talk about that later. 89% have a clear idea of where their income will come from when they retire.
Those are great numbers.
They are.
Impressive.
They're very impressive numbers. And 89%, like I just said, have a clear idea where their income is coming from. And I'm sure that it's not Social Security.
Yeah, you sure?
I'm sure. So it's other money besides Social Security, folks. And then 74% know how long their portfolio will last once they retire. That number I'm not too positive about. I think that's a little high. A lot of people, first of all, don't know how to do the formula to know how much money they need, but they could go to bankrate.com and find it on there. They have a lot of they actually have a tab that says calculators, and you can just hit the tab and it'll drop down all the calculators, and you can sit there and take time and play around with them and see different scenarios and how they're going to work out.
We did that with the children for their retirements.
We did it with our children, and it helped them a lot.
Yeah, it's very encouraging.
And it even helped us and some of our other clients that we have. So that's very important. So take the time, folks, to go to bankrate.com and look at those calculators and just play around with them, because different scenarios and different interest rates can make a lot of difference. So take a look at those.
That's right.
So what else we got?
Because pre-retirees should know their retirement numbers.
How many pre-retirees should know their retirement number?
Yeah.
Do you know yours?
Oh no, I'm not there yet.
You're not.
I'm working. I've got time. I'm younger than you.
Yeah, that is true. Only by a little bit, though. So I actually know my number. So everybody should know your number, their number. But 14% of the people that they were surveyed will have less than $1 million at retirement.
That's not too shabby.
It's terrible.
Well, I think that could last a long time if you were
$1 million
smart about it.
Well, no. Coffee's like $6 now or something at I'm not going to name who they are because you know how I feel about them.
Yeah.
But I will talk about DD. So
okay.
Yeah, I can talk about them. And their coffee is like $4 or something.
Yeah, it is.
Right, but the majority of that is sugar cost because a quarter of the bottom of the cup is filled with sugar. It's crazy. But so I personally don't think really $1 million
will last that long.
Will last you, 20 years. A lot of people are living longer, and I think that's it's a shy number.
Well, you could take that number and continue to invest in other vehicles.
Well, true. Yeah, and a lot of people believe that once they hit retirement age, which is normally 65, right? Well, that's always been the old number. But that's
not the
it.
case anymore, but
It's done. I don't have to put any more money into my retirement. And you and I totally disagree with that.
Yes.
That we believe that you should be putting money in right through your retirements. You know, and especially if you took the time throughout the years to build yourself multiple streams of income. You know,
Right.
you're still having money coming in.
That's
you know,
right.
if you have $1 million in the bank. I don't say in the bank, but in the market or in some type of annuity or something like that that's paying you 4 or 5%. You know, it's $40,000-$50,000 a year. You know, depending on taxes and so on and so forth. Plus your Social Security. Average Social Security is usually around $1,200 to $1,700 a month for somebody. So you know, I mean, that's not too bad. So that's if it puts you at 50,000 and another 12, we'll say, so you're about $65,000 a year, minus taxes and all that. So it's not too shabby. It's
as long
not
as
too
you're not
shabby.
having your DD every day.
Or gas doesn't go back to $5.
Oh, that would be
with this
scary.
yin yang that we have on the other side of the couple of oceans away from us. You know, or another bad storm. And just to bring that up, you know, we've been praying and we'll continue to pray for everybody in Houston and Corpus
Yes.
Christi and
Yes.
that area down there for everything that went on this past weekend.
Yeah.
So 45% of folks, they think that they'll have between 1 and 2.9 million.
That is an impressive number, 45%.
It is. It is. And that you could feel pretty comfortable there, I think, between 1 and 2.9, especially if you're in the higher ones. Close to 2 million, you can live pretty darn well, especially if you get out of those tax crazy states like we did, New York, New Jersey, you know, Connecticut, Vermont, all those northeastern states, California. Come down here to where taxes are not so expensive, or so high, I should say.
Yeah.
But now listen, we don't want you all rushing to Myrtle Beach. Okay,
No.
there is Conway, there is Aner, there is Loris. So let's not have too much more traffic here in Myrtle Beach, right? But just get to the state, South Carolina. That's where it starts.
Great place to be.
Yep. And then there's 3 states out there that actually have no state tax on your income. You know,
And those are?
woo, I figured you'd ask me that question. So I believe, off the top of my head,
Florida.
Florida is number 1. Texas, I believe, is number 2. And number 3 is, we're all looking at our engineer for his answer, and he sure the heck doesn't know. But I believe it might be Tennessee, but I'm not positive about that. And then 20% of the people that were surveyed, they said that they would have between 3 and 4.9 million.
That's a great number.
That's
living comfortably.
That's
No
more
worries.
than comfortably, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Yeah, you could probably even do a Bentley or 2. Or a Ferrari on that number. Your house might be a little bit smaller, but you know, when you're getting up there in age, who needs a big house anymore?
That's right.
I don't know about everybody else getting older, but as the more I get older or get up there in age, the less I want people around.
I'd
When I'm
agree
at
with
home.
that. Yeah.
When I'm at home, you know,
Yeah,
I
I'd agree with that, even being a little younger than you.
I won't. Well, thank you, but you look a lot younger than I do, folks. She really does. But I don't know. Just when I'm home, I want to spend time with you. You know, I don't want all these people coming all the time, and so if you
Not that we don't love our friends
and our
and family.
Just kidding, folks. Okay, 16% will have 5 to 9.9 million.
Whew.
That's 2 Bentleys and a Ferrari. And probably a 3,000 or 4,000 square foot home. Might even be able to live in the Grand Dunes.
In case you couldn't tell, Sid likes cars.
Yeah, I like my cars. 55% of the people surveyed believe they will have over $10 million in the bank, in their portfolio.
Wow.
Or more.
Wow.
That's 5% doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right.
I mean,
You're
there's
right.
75, and we'll cover this later, but there's roughly 70 million baby boomers. So if you just do 5% of those, you know,
Yeah.
what is that, 3.5 million? Or
That's a good number, too.
I think my numbers it's early for me, so don't hold me to my numbers, but I believe that's the number. I mean, that's a lot of people, you know.
Yeah.
And at 10 million, I think you can live pretty well.
I believe so.
I believe you could probably do some trips and traveling and go see all the places and don't
Have 3 Bentleys.
3 Bentleys and
5
a Ferrari.
Corvettes.
Yep, and maybe a Ducati.
Yeah, there you go.
And probably do a lot with charity. Giving.
Absolutely.
That's
I
important.
Agree.
It's always important to give,
Yeah.
and not necessarily you don't have to give money.
No.
You can always give your time.
That's right.
So that's just as important.
That's right. Well,
So-
here's a tough question for you, Sid, and to our listeners. Which would be harder for you? Not having a schedule or not having a salary?
Oh, that's an easy one for me.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I plan on making money, even though I'm in my retirement years. I don't really plan on retiring, but for me, it's all about the schedule. So I spent
that's bred in you.
15 years in the military, veteran. Everything is about time, be on time, be early, actually, and organizational skills, which you obviously lack those. Thank God we're together, right? For you,
We make a great team.
So what about you, though? What do you think you'd be?
I'd be great with the schedule. I can keep myself busy. I like yard work. I like hanging out with the kids.
Right.
I'm going to
So
be
you're
fine.
going to miss your salary.
Yes, I'm going to miss my salary, but I have you. You're
True.
making multiple streams of income. So.
True. And I didn't know that we were paying you. I think I'll need to talk to the accountant on that one. So, I thought she was working for free, folks. But,
Some days it feels like it.
yeah, exactly. We all feel that way, right? So what are some of our retiree peers saying about things, Julie?
Well, 59% say it will take some time to adjust to retired life.
59% say it will take some time to adjust to retirement life. 59%?
57% will miss their jobs and coworkers.
That's probably because they have nobody at home and no family.
That
I would think that.
that could be.
Because I work
or they
with
really
my family.
they
so
really love their job.
They could
and they
really
love
love their
the
job.
people.
Yeah.
They've really grown close.
Yeah, and Dave's in there saying I'm not missing any of my coworkers. Just real quick, Dave is our engineer this morning, and we just thank him for showing up with us and
Yes, thank
giving
you,
us
Dave.
this time.
Not at all.
Okay, 39% will experience an initial shock when they first retire. That makes me think of Devin.
Oh,
He's not
our son, Devin.
retirement age, but when he got out of the military, first day home, no alarm clock, he flew out of bed, scared to death, thought he missed PT.
So our son Devin did just about 4 years in the military. After he had been in 6 months, they shipped him over to 6-7 months, maybe it was 8 months, and they shipped him over to Afghanistan. Did a tour over there, and that was a fun morning.
Yeah, we were laughing.
For those of you who don't know, PT is physical training, and
And obviously, you're in the Army. You can't be late for stuff like that.
they don't want you to be late.
You do some extra PT.
Yeah, so I was an instructor. I loved it when people were late.
I bet you did. I've heard some of your stories.
Make them low crawl so far. I'd sit down in my chair and watch them.
Well, 36% are worried about losing their sense of purpose. And 34% were worried about how they will fill their free time.
Yeah, no, I don't think so on either one of those for me. Those are low numbers, so I would kind of agree with that also.
I'm glad those are low numbers. They need to be a little bit lower, though.
They do need to be lower,
Yeah. I was talking to my dad the other day, and he's only about 4 months out from retirement. He is super excited.
Did you talk to him about not blowing all his money in retirement so he could leave us some?
No, I said, go, Dad. Go on some trips. Go see the world. He's been working since he was 16.
Go see the world. He lives in upstate central New York where there's nothing but rural farmland. So going to see the world for Joe would probably be to go to Rochester, which is an hour away.
No, he's been south. He loves south.
Oh, that's right. He has been to Alabama.
That's right.
Yep, you're right about that. So what kind of time do you need to adjust to your retirement?
For me, I'm not going to need any time.
You don't think so?
I'm happy to retire tomorrow. You think you could do that for me?
You asking me to retire tomorrow?
No, me.
You
can't retire.
No, I can't retire.
Me.
No, I enjoy too much about what I do. I really do.
Well, I enjoy it. Yeah, I just.
Right. Yeah. No. No, I can't have you retiring yet. Too early.
I might spend too much of the money.
Well, let me tell you what other retirees are saying about that. So 50% of them needed no time at all.
That'd be me.
No time at all. So, folks, if anybody wants to call in, we can do that. We're at WRNN, Hot Talk 99.5 Radio, 843-839-9950. 843-839-9950. If you want to call in and just tell us what you think about that, would you need time? Do you need less time? Do you think it would take you longer? We'd be interested if anybody would like to call in this morning.
Absolutely.
So 32% of the people need less than a year. 14% more than a year. Wow.
I think those are good numbers. That shows that people are going to be ready for retirement. They're going to be okay with retirement.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely nothing over, 50, 60%. So that's good.
But in joining them all together, it's right around a year, maybe just a little bit more.
True.
But
that
for
is
the most
true.
part,
Yep.
I think
So
everybody's going to be okay with retirement.
Then you have 4% still have not adjusted to the retirement out of the survey.
Those are the people who loved their coworkers. That was
And
where
their
they're
job.
friends, and they loved their job.
Yeah, yeah. I was talking to this guy on Instagram the other day, and he said he just doesn't understand why people don't want to get up in the morning and go to work. He loves it, and he shot a picture on Instagram of his office and his view. So I wrote back to him and I said, most people don't get to go to work and have a view like that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that picture. It was quite beautiful.
I can understand why he's excited about doing that, getting up and being motivated to get to work. And he probably has some goals. That's another thing people aren't motivated about getting up is because they don't set any goals for themselves.
Right. You're right.
And if you set the goals, then you got to get up because the goals aren't going to get done with you laying on your back in your bed.
That's right, Sid. That's right.
So, so what do we got next? Where are we going next?
We're going to take a break here, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about you and I.
About us?
Yeah,
my favorite.
bit about us.
My favorite story.
So after this short commercial break, we'll be right back to share a little about Sid and Julie Chase.
Chase Real Estate USA. If you're visiting the Grand Strand and looking to relocate to the Myrtle Beach area, or maybe you're lucky enough to already live here and you're looking to build or buy, there's only one name you need to know: Chase. Chase Real Estate USA will find that perfect home for you and your family to live and grow together. That perfect home for you and your spouse to retire in and grow old together. That perfect second home so you can visit the Grand Strand whenever you want. Or the perfect land for you to build your dream home. And yeah, Chase Signature Homes can build that dream home for you. For more information about Chase Real Estate USA, call today, 843-839-1114. That's 843-839-1114.
Dave and Liz in the morning. Mark Levin from 6 to 9. WRNN, Saukastee, Myrtle Beach. Hot Talk 99.5.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to your No Bull Money Hour show with Julian and myself. And so before we start talking about ourselves,
we did have a few more statistics we wanted to share with you folks.
Julie pulled the trigger a little bit, so but that's okay. So let's get going to the health concerns.
Yeah. So what are retirees saying about health and financial concerns?
Well, 73% of them are concerned about getting sick during retirement. Now, I agree 100% with that. Mm-hmm. I'm actually surprised that number wasn't a little bit higher, because that's something I think about. I mean, I'm the last of the baby boomers, but
yeah.
I think because usually when you hit that 45-ish range,
mm-hmm.
Things start to not work quite as well. Maybe.
Yeah.
You wake up with a little sore hip, or
I don't think it's 45.
Oh, okay. Might be 40-ish.
Yeah.
So I think that number is a little high. 40% are concerned about not having anyone to take care of them.
That's sad.
That's why we had so many kids.
Yes, and we have we have 9 grandchildren. And
yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
but, So I think we're pretty covered. Somebody in that pile has
got to. Although for those who don't have that, somebody to take care of them, that's one of the reasons we were looking into the investing in the senior living.
Yeah. So as investors, we went down last week to Atlanta,
mm-hmm.
Georgia, and spent the day down